More sports, more moments, more great plays. We're coming your way with another jam-packed edition of Scarlet Night Sports Scene. And to paraphrase Nigel Tufnell of the group Spinal Tap, this one goes to 11. Hello, and welcome to our 11th installment of the Scarlet Night Sports Scene, a presentation of CAM Sports. This is the program that gives you the highlights, scores, and more, and all of it featuring the North Andover Scarlet Knights. I'm Sam Murray, and thanks for tuning in. We'll get you updated on the Scarlet Knights winter sports teams as they head to their respective season swan songs and tournament trips. We'll show you some basketball, wrestling, hockey, and gymnastics. Let's start it off as we usually do, with a look at the big game. One of the biggest sports stories this winter has been that of the combined HPNA girls hockey team, comprised of players from Haverhill, Pentucket Regional, and North Andover. They have been ranked near to or at the top of the Division I girls hockey rankings as of late, rattling off an amazing streak of 19 unbeaten games. They finished their season in Haverhill against the Andover Golden Warriors, looking for an undefeated season and a momentum boost going into the playoffs. They took the ice to face the final challenge of their regular season, and our cameras were there.
The HPNA Hillies girls varsity hockey team skated into the Veterans Memorial Arena rink with an undefeated season at stake. The only remaining obstacle in the quest, the Andover Golden Warriors. Both teams had their chances early. HPNA's Riley Pascucci made her chance count.
And going deep once again in that right wing corner. And HPNA with it. Shot goes in. And score! Right from the point. That was a high shot. Reese Pascucci put it past the goaltender Jagger. And drawing first blood in this one, it's the HPNA Hillies.
The Hillies tried to expand on their lead, but gave up an early power play, after which they gave up an early power play goal.
And one by Andover. Slap shot goes in, and oh, it's loose, and tapped out. No, it's in. It's in. That was a very quick power play goal.
Callie Archambault had tied the game for the Golden Warriors. 30 seconds later, HPNA senior Eliana Kane took a Pascucci pass and one time to pass the Andover goaltender to give her team the lead once again.
And with it now, that's Pascucci. She's got a goal already, and she goes wide. Face-off circle, trying to set somebody up in front. Kane with a one-timer, and a goal! They give one up, they get it right back within 30 seconds.
The Hillies went into the rooms up 2-1 at the end of the first period. When they came back out, another good scoring opportunity came their way.
Keating moving up, gains the blue line, skates past the defense, left face-off circle, score! She went all the way and just put it top shelf, got it past the goaltender, and all of a sudden with 12:39 left to go in this second period, HPNA adds to the lead.
The brilliant rush by Hannah Keating gave the Hillies a 2-goal lead, a lead which would fall back to 1 goal just a few minutes later during another Andover power play.
And it was a bouncing puck. She couldn't really get a good shot off. Centering pass in front, and the shot goes in, and that's a goal. It popped up. I think that Hubbard lost sight of it. She lost control of it.
With that goal, Lauren Adams had brought the game to within 1, and that's how the second period ended. HPNA 3, Andover 2. The teams came back onto the ice for the third period, and before you knew it, HPNA added another goal.
Kane gets it to Pascucci. Pascucci back to Kane. Kane with a one-timer, and score! They connected again! Pascucci to Kane, a power play goal!
Deanna Bosco's tip of another Eliana Kane one-timer finished the scoring, which ended up HPNA 4, Andover 2. The Hillies emerged from the fray victorious for the evening and undefeated for the season. HPNA finishes their season at 18-0-2, and they will be the top seed for the upcoming Division I state tournament.
Goals were scored by Reese Pascucci, Eliana Kane, Hannah Keating, and Deanna Bosco. Pascucci had a standout effort in the game, racking up 2 assists in addition to her goal. That way it gives HPNA a final season record of 18-0-2, with their dominance reflected in their goal differential. This season, they scored 85 goals while giving up just 21. HPNA has the top seed in the Division I state tournament They will host 32nd seed Hingham in the first round. We will update you as to the team's progress in our next episode. On the other side of the aisle, the boys varsity hockey team also finished their season with a big win. They faced the Methuen Rangers for the last game of the regular season, and though the Rangers struck first, the Knights handled the rest of the scoring in the game.
We are coming to you from the Lawler Arena on the campus of Merrimack College in North Andover, Massachusetts. Site of tonight's clash between the Methuen Rangers and the North Andover Scarlet Knights. And coming down, here's Jack Rowe, shorthanded. Rowe, he's got one man back. Rowe, right face-off circle, takes a shot, and he just air mirrors it right over the crossbar. And Roycroft, big heavy hit there as he collided with Josh Perkins of the Rangers. Perkins will have it now. And he comes out and passes off, and here comes Methuen. Nice cross-ice pass over to Pettish. Pettish takes a shot in, and a goal!
Oh, boy, what a goal that was.
I think it might have been deflected on the way in, Bob. 13:55 left to go in this first period, so literally just 1:05 into the period.
North Andover players are not screening him either. That could be an issue.
Face-off in the zone to be taken by Hines. It's one. Oh! Goal Fagan scores right off the face-off!
Oh, he went top shelf on that one.
Top shelf, top corner. Even strength goal with 8:26 left to go in that first period. Nicely done.
Goal.
Nicely done by the Scarlet Knights. Cole Fagan ties it up with 8:26 left to go. Boyle's got it now. Pass over, and a one-timer there, and a deflection, a score! 14-12-21.
Goalie didn't have a chance on that one. It was just deflected right up over his shoulder.
14-12-21. Goes from Jimmy Boyle to Keegan Hughes, and then a beautiful deflection from Andrew Perry. There we go, end of the first period. The score stands the North Andover Scarlet Knights 2 and the Methuen Rangers 1. And taking it there for the Rangers, that's Pettish. Goes into the net right now as it gets comes in.
Oh!
And, it's loose!
Oh.
And Perry puts another one in. That was just poor puck handling. Didn't corral that as much as he thought he did. It was a loose puck. Perry was able to get it and then basically just chip it into the open side. So we talked about an early goal in the first period going to Methuen. This time it's an early goal going to the Scarlet Knights. And at the end of the second period, the score stands the North Andover Scarlet Knights 3 and the Methuen Rangers 1. Pinned against the boards, though. Nice play there by Perkins. And it comes out to the way out to again a score!
That was tipped.
I believe Hines got it. Let's see. Who gets the pats on the head there? It might have been either Fredo or Hines.
That was tipped in.
That was definitely
that
tipped
just
in.
Changed direction.
A shot in. I believe that was McAdam who will put it in at first. Final score, your North Andover Scarlet Knights 4 and the Methuen Rangers 1.
Andrew Perry found the back of the net twice in the game, while Cole Fagan and TJ Fredo each contributed a goal. Despite the big North Andover win, we need to mention Methuen goaltender Zach Alfonso. Although he did allow those 4 goals, it was in a game in which Methuen was outshot 44-12. Alfonso kept the Rangers in the game most of the way and kept this game from being a blowout. The 12-3-6 boys received the 6th seed in the Division II state tournament, where they are rewarded with a matchup against the 11th-seeded Linfield Pioneers on Tuesday the 25th. That game will take place in Woburn. Let's move to a non-slippery playing surface where we can do flips, tricks, and more. Well, some of us at least, definitely not me. The North Andover Gymnastics program traveled to A2 Gymnastics and Cheer in Salem, New Hampshire for the annual MVC Championship on February 6th. And in Coach Christina Rando's 3rd season, it's safe to say this was her most successful group of gymnasts. Highlighted by a championship-level performance from sophomore Casey Burke, even the Russian judges handed out some perfect scores as we vault our way into the team picture.
I'm here from A2 Gymnastics here in Salem, New Hampshire, and you can see the balance beam behind me. No, I didn't attempt to go on that today. I don't really think I have the athleticism for it. But you know who did? That was the North Andover Scarlet Knights gymnastics team as they wrapped up 3rd in the MVC Championships, including some great individual performances. And to quote Shakira, flips don't lie.
Just north of the Massachusetts border lies A2 Gymnastics and Cheer, the site of the 2020 Merrimack Valley Conference Gymnastics Championships.
With 9 teams competing in the MVC Bonanza, North Andover distinguished themselves as premier talent, placing 3rd overall in the contest. It was a bounce-back year for the Knights, finishing 4-4 with an incredibly young roster, featuring 8 freshmen and sophomores. Captains Brennan McMillan and Haley Bishop especially had high praise for the team after they wrapped up their regular season.
I think overall this has definitely been our best year in the past 4 years that I've been doing it.
This was definitely our best year by far since I've been on the team.
Head coach Christina Rando also loved the improvement of this year's team, citing the performance of the underclassmen as a key reason for their success.
So much better from last year. Our highest last year was a 125. Now we're getting 138. So we had a lot of great freshmen that came in and really upped our team score.
Flipping her way into the spotlight and onto the podium was sophomore Casey Burke, who had as memorable a performance as any in MVC gymnastics history. She won 4 of the 5 total events, which were vault, bars, floor, and the all-around. When asked about how she felt she did, well, she simply said, pretty good.
Today was one of my best meets in the high school. I think I really stepped up my game. Even though we had a little fall on beam, I think I still tried my best. I've been doing gymnastics my whole life. I mean, I started doing mommy and me classes with my mom when I was about 2 years old, or maybe even 1. And I was always doing flips as a toddler, and so my mom decided to put me in it. And ever since, I've just been oh my gosh, I'm so glad I joined this sport.
Coach Rando had a few more words than pretty good to describe Burke's performance, whose success did not surprise her in the slightest.
She won MVCs last year as well. She's all-conference athlete 2 years in a row. She's such an inspiration. I mean, she's killing it this year. Last year was a bit of a struggle first year, second year level 9. This year is her first year level 10, so she's added such a great, she's been such a great addition to the team.
In her 3rd year as coach for NA Gymnastics, it's safe to say this has been Rando's most successful season, and she is leading a program turnaround. Her players have bought in as well, who have nothing but love and respect for Coach Tina.
She is definitely the best. She keeps us really motivated and wanting to work harder. Positive attitude just brings a great thing to the team. We all really love her.
She's so supportive, and she definitely has our best interests at heart. She truly cares for us, and it shows. I love her.
Coach Tina is literally such a good coach. I love her so much. She's probably one of the best coaches I've ever had. I mean, she always motivates me to do my best, and she always is such a motivation. I love her.
Up next for the Knights is sectionals, which will take place on February 22nd, where players like Burke will have a chance to add to their resume. When asked about how they'll fare, well... Do you like your chances?
Yeah.
The girls travel to Algonquin Regional High School for the North Sectionals on February 22nd, which they qualified for with a score of 137.3. However, the team did not place in the top 4 threshold to qualify for the state championship, and thus that is where their season ended. However, with young talent shining at the MVCs, the future looks like a perfect 10 out of 10 for North Andover Gymnastics. From flips and tricks to dunks and dips, let's move from the mats to the hardwood courts. After dropping 4 straight contests in the MVC, the girls basketball team sat at 8-9, and they faced a difficult task: win 2 of the remaining 3 games. Their reward, a berth in the state tournament. Their quest began by welcoming the 3-16 Lowell Red Raiders into the house that Howard Crozier built. And on senior night, they were given an early power-up, with 7 seniors roaring to go. Let's drive our way into another edition of Night Talk, Senior Night Edition. It was senior night for the girls basketball team, a celebration for the 7 seniors whose 52-34 win over the Lowell Red Raiders clinched 9 wins on the season and 1 win away from the state tournament.
We just got out there and we attacked the hoop, and I think a big key to this game was our energy level. We came out from the beginning just pushing the ball and leaving it all on the floor. That was our goal.
Caitlin Panos, the senior captain, finished with 14 points, leading all scorers, including 4 threes on the night. The Red Raiders left her more open than a church on a Friday night, and Panos made sure to convert her opportunities.
I mean, it was a team effort. It wouldn't have went right if we didn't move the ball, and that's where our offense came from, and everyone really had an awesome night. It was really a team win.
Senior Hannah Whipple had herself a night too, finishing with 9 points and a defensive day to remember, at least in the words of her captains and coach Jess Davini.
A couple people who stepped up defensively. Hannah Whipple played awesome defense, really locked down number 34.
Honestly, I want to give a shout out to Hannah Whipple. She played awesome defense, and that's really what everything stemmed off of that.
Hannah Whipple was huge on the defensive end for us, guarding their best player on the court tonight, number 34. So very proud of Whipple.
Senior night also saw a memorable tribute to Captain Nora Connors, whose father, the late Steve Connors, was a referee and staple of the North Andover basketball community for many years. Connors, who finished with 8 points in the night, is now a referee herself and knew her dad was there in spirit for potentially her last game. In the gym, they spent so much time together.
So every day I get to walk in every home game and I look at the banner and I just know he's still in the gym and I know he'd still be yelling at me from the stands. Honestly, I knew it was going to be emotional. I knew I was going to cry. My mom, I knew once I saw her I'd cry. And my sister came down from Maine tonight with her 2 roommates, so that meant the world to me because I know all he cared about was us 3. We were like the tightest family ever, so I know he'd be really happy and I know he's here with me tonight.
He's here in spirit. He absolutely is, and he's been here and carried us through and carried Nora through, and it was great to be able to honor them a bit, the family a bit tonight.
This is Davini's second senior class while coaching at North Andover, and it might be her largest she'll see in a while. After surpassing last season's win total in just 10 games this year, she has nothing but admiration and respect for this year's class.
There are great leaders on the court for our younger players, not only on our team but also for the JV and freshman team. I'm grateful to have had them. My 3 captains, Caitlin, Nora, and Sarah, wonderful, and then the rest of the seniors just they come together and create this awesome bond.
With 2 games left to go, the Knights just need a single win to clinch a spot in the Division I state tournament. When asked if they liked their chances, well, it was no enough said guarantee they gave me back in December, but it was certainly a confident yes.
I like our chances. I think we're going to go into these next 2 games with a lot of momentum, and we're ready for this.
We're getting it. We got this. We have 2 games, and we're feeling good right now. We're feeling good.
Our chances have always been looking good, so we wanted to wait it out, keep everybody on their toes, and we're getting that next win.
All in all, last night was a great celebration for a great group of seniors. But don't ask me about the seniors. Let Panos describe in detail what her teammates brought to the table.
Hannah Whipple, like I said, played amazing defense. She killed it, absolutely killed it. Nora is the grittiest person you'll ever meet, and she's had an amazing senior season, and she is just the strongest person I know with everything that she's been through. She just keeps it going. Sarah Melody, just workhorse. All she works so hard, gets all the rebounds, and she has kind of she's an unsung hero on our team, I feel like, because she does all the dirty work that a lot of people don't recognize, but it's so important to our team. El Diego, I've been playing with her since I was 5. She's going to Spain next week, so this was her last game this season. But she's such a fun person to be around. She brings this fun energy to practice, but also just has gotten to be a great basketball player. Hannah Rogers, such a hard worker. She's this tall, but still is able to get the shot up in the paint. It's incredible. I don't know how she does it, but she just works. She wills it to happen. And Emma Ventry, I feel bad. She had the flu, so she couldn't play. Same with Sarah. She had a concussion. But so Emma, she just brings this lightheartedness to our team that is so necessary. The days that she's not there, it just feels so down and so somber, but then she's there and she's just always happy, and that is something that it's a part that no one sees outside of us, but it is so necessary to our team when we get into a slump or something, to have that kind of person to build us up.
You should have written their college recommendations with that. Those are some 5-paragraph essays for every person right there.
Well, getting a win was a perfect way to cap off a great senior night. Another highlight from the evening festivities was one of a lifetime celebration. Captain Nora Connors lost her father, Steve Connors, last May. He was a longtime referee in the North Andover basketball community and was a major influence in Nora's life as well, as she begins a new path as a referee herself. Prior to tip-off against Lowell, a banner tribute for Steve was hung in Crozier Gymnasium for all to see. And on senior night, Nora, her mother, and her sister were honored with that very same tribute. I talked to Nora after the game to get her thoughts on the evening and more on this edition of Knights in Focus.
I'm here with one of the captains of the North Andover girls basketball team, Nora Connors, coming off a senior night performance of which she finished with 8 points. So, Nora, first things first, can you just talk about your performance tonight?
Tonight I mostly focused on my defense. They actually originally face guarded me in the beginning, so I knew I wasn't going to be getting up as much shots as I'd like to, but overall I'm pretty happy with how I played and how the team played. We moved really well. We worked a lot on transition all this week of practice, so I thought we transitioned really well. I ran the court, so I'm happy with how I played.
Now, your season's almost coming to a close. You got a couple more games left, and then it's finally done with North Andover basketball. So can you just reflect upon your basketball career at the high school?
At the high school, well, it's been a wild ride coming from coach to coach, but I wouldn't want it any other way. I loved both my coaches, and I'm grateful for all the opportunities North Andover High School gave me. Going to fall ball, to the season, and then back to summer ball. It was a lot, but I loved it, and I'm really sad and emotional that's coming to an end, but it was awesome. All the hours I put in, it was all worth it in the end.
Can you just talk about your fellow 6 seniors and really, the journey that you really went on with them throughout the previous 4 years or however long you played with them?
Yeah, so I've been playing for North Andover probably since 4th grade when you start off at the youth center. So I remember being really little and having the refs ref my games, and now it's funny because I'm reffing with the people that refed me. So it's all a big one journey, and it's a full 180 because now I'm coaching the girls boosters 5th and 6th grade. Although I played Merrimack Valley on the A team, Mr. Hurley coached us, and that was awesome. But now I get to volunteer and help the girls learn and do the fundamentals that I learned how to do. So honestly, it's all worth it because I'm giving back to what gave me the means to do all of this and play here tonight and be a captain. So I'm really grateful for everything North Andover's given.
Now, it was senior night for you, and right before the game, you were presented with a tribute to your late father who passed away last year, and he was a referee. He reffed me. That's how far back he went. And can you just talk about the emotions you were going through then and really just what the tribute really meant?
Yeah, so I knew that tribute was going up, and that was going up for the Thanksgiving tournament because he was an assigner in town. So he always assigned the Thanksgiving tournament. So the officials thought it would be a good idea to put up a little tribute, and they originally actually wanted it in the middle school, and I said I wanted him here at every home game I played. So every day I get to walk in every home game and I look at the banner, and I just know he's still in the gym, and I know he'd still be yelling at me from the stands. So I get that visual every time. But honestly, I knew it was going to be emotional. I knew I was going to cry. My mom, I knew once I saw her, I'd cry. And my sister came down from Maine tonight with her 2 roommates, so that meant the world to me because I know all he cared about was us 3. We were like the tightest family ever, so I know he'd be really happy, and I know he's here with me tonight. So, yeah.
And you're carrying on the legacy. You're a referee of your own. Can you just talk about, what it's like to carry on his legacy?
Well, actually, before he passed, I was right about to turn 18, so he passed in May, and I turned 18 in October, and I said, I'm taking the test, I'm right at the deadline, I'll make it. And so I said to him, I'm gonna be an official, and he was like, all right, I'll believe it when I see it. And I was like, no, I promise I'll do it. And he passed, and then came around to October, time to sign up. And I signed up, clicked the class, and took the 6 weeks, passed the test. And I actually went out to dinner after to celebrate. So we kind of did a little nice thing for him because went to his favorite restaurant after we won after I passed, and then it was awesome. I knew he was there with me taking it, helping me with some of the answers. So yeah, it was awesome to be able to do that.
And what was it like giving out your first technical?
Honestly, it was the coolest thing ever. I felt so powerful. The kid swore at me, so I had to throw it, tell him, no, you can't talk to me like that. And yeah, it was awesome. I loved it. Can't wait to give out more, so we'll see.
All right, let's end on a happy note here. Win number 9 on the season. 1 more win gets you into the state tournament. How do you like your chances?
Our chances have always been looking good, so we wanted to wait it out, keep everybody on their toes, and we're getting that next win. So, yeah. Tony Bound.
All right, cool. Tony Bound here. You heard it here first from Nora Connors. Nora, congratulations on a great season so far. Best of luck rest of the way.
Thank you so much.
The girls would go on to face Woburn and Lynn English in their final 2 games. And despite dropping the first one to the Tanners, they took down the Bulldogs 48-40 and secured their first state tournament appearance under Jess Davini. And for a team that won just 5 games the year before, looks like their state tournament guarantee they assured me throughout the season didn't seem so far-fetched. Enough said. The girls earned the 16th seed in the Division I state tournament, where they'll get a rematch against the Woburn Tanners on Tuesday, the 25th. Now to the other end of the basketball court, where the boys did not have to wait until their very last game to clinch a spot in the state tournament. After clinching a tournament berth back in January, Coach Paul Tangos has had the boys improving their seeding and fine-tuning their play and team chemistry. When they welcomed the Pioneer Charter School of Technology on February 13th, it was another chance for the Knights to get into tournament rhythm. Our own Andrew Severin and John Severin had the call in another rapid recap.
Tonight, your Scarlet Knights play host to the visiting Pioneer Charter School of Science. We've mentioned him on previous broadcasts. He plays like a Marcus Smart player as Heim kicks it to Kyle Moore in the corner for a three-pointer. And the Knights open up the scoring 3-0 North Andover. Pioneer Charter School is coming out in a full-court press, something we didn't see last time that these two teams matched up as Aiden Heim finishes through contact.
And that has been his bread and butter this year. I like this Drew Connolly kid. Got a good outside shot.
Three-pointer is good for North Andover. A three-pointer off the front of the rim, rebound by Connolly, and he'll push it the other way. Cross-court pass to Heim, beautiful spin move, and gets it to go. It's been a healthy dose of Deliska so far this game. He's had practically all of their offense. North Andover will look to answer with Kutz taking a three-pointer, making a three-pointer. Speaking of Jack Moore, and he subs back into the game for the Knights as Kutz goes to the paint, kicks it to Kyle Moore, who takes a three-pointer, and he makes a three-pointer. Back-to-back three-pointers for the North Andover Scarlet Knights. 29-12 the score. Kutz drives baseline, and they work the ball around to Murphy, who sinks a three from the right-hand wing. Morin off the curling screen. Now McGrady kicks to the corner for Kellen Murphy, who hit one earlier, and he hits that one as well.
Good to see Kellen getting the stroke.
Kellen Murphy with his third three-pointer in the game. North Andover will look to push the other way, 4-on-3. Good pass from Connolly.
Good look, good finish.
Clearly the number difference is going to be tough to overcome as Ryan Griffin hangs in the air and finishes with his left hand.
Seeing a little varsity action.
Rebound by Pensavali. Run a play to get Verk open underneath the hoop, but it's picked off by Pensavali. He finds Lauzon, who finishes with the left hand. Deliska's face as he misses that three-pointer. North Andover pushing the other way. Griffin in the corner. Got it. Second three-pointer of the game for Griffin. I'd like to remind you that if you missed any part of this telecast, the final score here from Crozier Gymnasium, 60-23. North Andover, the victors over Pioneer School of Science Panthers.
The boys grabbed the 15th seed in the Division II state tournament, where they await an eager 2-seeded Boston Latin Academy Dragons on Monday, the 25th. Can the Knights live up to their epic story background and be the heroes who slay the Dragons? Check in next episode, where we will recap the exciting action. Back to the mats, where we'll check in on the North Andover Wrestling Squad. One of the key contributors on this year's team is junior Tommy Cox. You probably know him as a 3-sport varsity athlete for North Andover, suiting up for the football team and locking down the nets as a lacrosse goalie. But you also might have noticed his unique wrestling style, and he isn't shy to bring light to it. After suffering an accident in 2013 that left him without his left leg, the competitive-driven Cox has embraced the situation and may have found his calling with wrestling. In the midst of a breakout campaign, I had the chance to talk with Cox about his athletic career and the adjustments he's made throughout in another edition of Knights in Focus.
I'm here from North Andover High School at the coaches dual meet for Division II for wrestling, and I'm here with one of the wrestlers themselves from North Andover, Tommy Cox. Tommy, first things first, you've had a couple matches today. Can you just describe how you did?
I don't feel like I did too good. Both the kids I wrestled were really tough, but I think I did wrestle tough. There's obviously stuff I can work on, but overall I'm happy with where I'm at. Like I said, I can work on things, but kids I wrestled were tough, so overall pretty good.
Now, in general, as the season has gone on, I mean, it's almost wrapping up near the end. How have you fared this season?
Right now, I think 1 or 2 matches over 500. I started off the season a little shaky. I went 0-3, but ever since that, I dug myself out of a hole. I had to cut about 12 pounds to get down to 170, but ever since I've been there, I feel like I've done pretty good. A lot of the matches I have lost, I feel like I could have won. It's just I've been making mistakes, and I got to clean that up. And I watch all my matches, so I figure what I can work on, what I can take away from them.
Now, you're a pretty popular figure in North Andover. I remember all the Tommy Strong stuff back in the day. You're a 3-sport athlete yourself. What kind of attitude do you really bring to this to sports? You know, just considering everything that's happened.
I think I just kind of proved to people that you can do anything you want, and that really there are no excuses. At least you shouldn't make any. I just people look up to me, and I try to make that in a positive way. And I like to show people that it doesn't matter where you are, who you are. You can really do anything you set your mind to. So I just try to not teach people, but just show them that if you believe that you can do it, then there's really no challenges. I mean, there's obviously challenges, but there's nothing that you can't do.
Now, you really have found your niche here with wrestling, and I think a lot of people that would be put in your situation would kind of, shy away from it, and they deter for it in a sense, but you've kind of embraced it. So can you just talk about, what wrestling means to you and really what you bring to the table with it?
I kind of like the fact that I'm different, if that makes sense, because obviously you don't see a kid wrestling with one leg every day, so I kind of like that aspect of it where I go in the room every day to get better, but I have to do everything. I have to make up my own style. Where I don't have to follow the blueprint of everyone else does. So I kind of like that aspect of it where also when I go out there it's completely me, it's all everything I've done. And I just like to look at where I came from and see, I just like to make up my own style, and I have fun with it, I have fun, see what works, what doesn't. And especially this year I've been starting to put everything together.
Now, who have kind of been your inspirations, kind of along the way with this?
Definitely my parents. They've pushed me to do everything I do today. There was a college D1 wrestler, Anthony Robles, who won the NCAA tournament, and I kind of took my style from him. I kind of mirror everything he does, but overall just my parents, because I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for them, and I wouldn't be wrestling if it wasn't for them either.
No, I'm just curious because not a lot of people are in your situation with wrestling. How would you describe your wrestling style, and how do you really attack and approach it?
I kind of attack and approach it the same way I see everything in life. It's just different, but it's overcoming your challenges and figuring out what works for you. Every day I walk different, and I have to make adjustments to that. So I look at that as the same way I wrestle, where you just got to come in with a good attitude and just put together what you can and see what works, see what doesn't.
Now, lastly, I'll actually get to the sport itself, and you have a new coach this year, in Coach Larry Coughlin. How's he been, and really how's the transition been, just playing under him?
It's been awesome so far. I like that he believes in me and he trusts me when he puts me out there, but overall I think we've done pretty good. It's just tough for our team because we're missing so many kids, but it's a great team. We have great relationships on the team, and overall everyone has fun. So as a coach, I think he's done great at putting it together, because obviously we know that we're not going to win every dual match, but we have fun with it, and we more focus on individually what we can work on, more team building stuff.
Well, Tommy, great stuff. You got one more match coming up, so hopefully best of luck for you there. But obviously, thank you for coming on, and best of luck with the rest of the season and ultimately the rest of your wrestling career.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
In a familiar scene with North Andover sports this time of year, the Scarlet Knights varsity wrestling team held its own senior night recently, giving a moment to the team's senior members before their last home match of the season. That match involved the visiting Billerica Indians, and you'll see it here on this rapid recap.
Tonight, the North Andover Scarlet Knights will play host to the Indians of Billerica High School. And Milovanovic needing a takedown to tie it here. Obviously, he'd like a takedown and some back points. And let's see. Both players, neither player has ceded control yet. Although Milovanovic is in the top position, almost gave it up. And no changing control yet. And, Milovanovic, 2 points takedown. He ties it up. and he's trying to get Choco onto his back. And we'll near fall, that's another 2 points, so now it's 4-2. 7-2, a big decision win for Carson Milivanovic. So now it's 12-9. Bill Rick is still leading North Andover, but North Andover pulling closer. If he did that here, that would put the Scarlet Knights in the lead. Both wrestlers wasting no time, and Ford's got a 2-point takedown right off the bat. And they go again, and Ford almost getting to his feet there. Ford getting to his feet here, and is he able to maintain control? Nope, referee says Green's still in control. Green's still in control because he's still got the arm around. However, Ford's trying to work him back. Ford is trying to work him on the mat. And let's see. And he's got him over. He's got him on his back. Referee looking there, trying to get him pinned there. He's got him twisted around quite a bit. And let's see how many points are awarded for this.
The final score in that match was 18-3. The margin was 15. Therefore, it's not just a decision, not even just a major decision. That's considered a technical fall.
And, Roten trying to turn it over now. Roten might work this 2-point reversal for Roten. 8-4 now. Oh, and he had him trying to keep him on his back, but couldn't do it. Who's in control here? Who's got who? Oh, there we go. He's got him on his back. He's got him right there. He's got him. Trying to get him on his back. Just tries to level it down. Oh, he can't do it. For 2-point near fall, 8-6 now. Matching headlocks. Oh, and going for it, there's Bastianelli. However, Mountain gets on top, and he's going to get the first takedown. 2 points there. And so Mancini now going to work. Hiller trying to get back up. He's on his knees right now, trying to get back to his feet. He's up now, and he's got the ankle. Referee saying that Green is still in control. However, there we go. It's a reversal, and then they go out. Just before they went over the line, Hiller got the reversal. So it's now 2-2. Soldiers tried a shot. Cox able to pull away. And let's see. Cox grabs for the leg. Cox trying to use his upper body strength. There we go. 2-point takedown, Tommy Cox.
There you go. Let's go. Lock it up.
And, Carbone. There's nothing else. He might score some back points here. Jack Carbone working his opponent, trying to get him over. He's got him mostly over. And that's 3-4 near fall. So it's 5-0 now. He's got him once he almost has him. Another 3 points for a near fall. It's now 8-0. Carbone racking up the points in a hurry. Trying to make it happen again. Here we go. Looks good right there. He's got him on his back, and that's a pinfall. And Jack Carbone winning that one quickly in the first period. The final score is actually Bill Rick 52 and North Andover 20.
Though the Knights didn't have the season they were hoping for as a team, they did have some success in the state tournament, with Jack Carbone placing 6th in the 195-pound weight class, and senior captain Ethan Ford winning the state title at 132 pounds. Congratulations to all the Scarlet Knights wrestlers. And that will sound the final buzzer on this edition of Scarlet Knights Sports Scene. And as always, we are presented by Cam Sports. In our next episode, we'll bring you more from the various state tournaments, as well as look ahead at sports in the spring. But before we go, we have this quick reminder. We always need volunteer crew members to help us cover local sports for the community. If you'd like to help out, just call us at 978-687-6570, or you can come by our new studio at 70 Main Street, Suite 202. You can also send us an email and ask how you can help out. The address is camsports@northandovercam.org. I'm Sam Murray, and as always, thanks for watching.